Basketball fans, welcome into Raptors Today. I am Akil Augustine, joined by Sherman Hamilton and Jevohn Shepherd, the Wolverine, in the house talking Raptors brand basketball. And guess what? We're going to get a steady dose of Gradey Dick and Ochai moving forward as the Raptors continue to be undermanned. But before we get into that, there's an announcement, and that is the brand new Toronto Raptors, Vince Carter inspired through the legs. It's over, Kenny. Jersey has dropped. We got the special release. Shouts out to Vince Carter for autographing the one I'm holding right now. Shouts out to our team over here at Scotiabank Arena taking care of us. But the jersey's out. You guys a fan? Hold on, wait. Reactions.
This gets 10 stars right here. This is a 10-star.
Hot fire. Sherm, you feeling it?
I like it. I mean, I'm not even a jersey guy, but that's a pretty good jersey.
All right, Jake, get us 3, okay? All right, moving forward. For the Toronto Raptors, later we're going to hear from Ochai and Gradey Dick. I actually was lucky enough to spend the day with Gradey Dick yesterday. I learned a lot about the kid. I love his energy. So let's start talking about the Raptors as they return home from a rough stretch on the road, but they found some things that work. They found Gradey, obviously, and they found out that Ochai can turn that corner because we're starting to see it. I'll get your thoughts on Ochai, but quickly, sure, Gradey Dick, another career high. Does he have a couple more in him?
Yeah, he's going to get opportunities. He's going to shoot the ball, and he's going to mix it up. He's going to make different plays. And I mean, we always look for the positives and negative times. You know, Scotty's out, Emmanuel's out again, you know, RJ's not playing well. But the consistency has been Gradey Dick in terms of what we've been impressed with or what he's been able to do. And I think, unfortunately for the Raptors, as long as those guys are out, fortunately for Gradey, he's going to get the opportunities to continue to expand his game, to continue to show everybody what he's capable of, and really prove that he's not just a shooter. This guy can play, and he can make plays from different areas of the floor. And defensively, he's going to give you that effort as well. So I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing from Gradey and his ability to produce at a high level.
It's crazy what 365 days can do, because at this point last year, the fan base was losing their minds about the draft pick, and now we're settling in and saying, guess what? We actually have no idea how good this kid can be, and the ceiling is the roof, or the roof is the ceiling.
Yeah, no, I agree, and this is what I've been saying this. Gradey Dick is going to make, I think, this organization have to consider their core.
Yeah.
The way he's playing and the way that he's producing, you can't just shut him down when guys come back. You need what he brings to this team. So you're going to have to figure out not only how to implement those guys, but those guys continue to implement Gradey and what they're doing.
You know, to your point as well, with, you know, now that Gradey has 12 games under his belt with this group here.
As a lead sled dog.
As the lead guy. Like, the game film is out, right? The scouting report is out. And I thought he's done a great job of just adjusting on the fly. He's not just shooting the basketball. He's getting to the rack. And the other side to that is, even when he doesn't have the basketball, and let's just say on the strong side, a shot goes up, he'll continue his cut and still crash the offensive glass. So he's showing...
He creates confusion out there.
Confusion, but he's also showing like a level of toughness as well that he brings to the team and elevates everybody's play.
And a level of maturity. I mean, the last game of a road trip, guys are tired. Some guys are thinking about getting back home.
My bad.
Gradey Dick pulled a vet move. He said, look, we're not going to try and score from the perimeter. We're not going to try and score a lot of buckets. We're going to the hoop, and we're going to get fouls. And he got to the free throw line, and we all know this. Every great scorer that's not just a three-point shooter uses the free throw line as their way of scoring points. And Gradey Dick showed that on that last game of the road trip.
All right, so we're talking so much about progression and growth, and we've all been sitting here with our butt on our hands waiting to see what happens with Ochai in this opportunity that's presented to him. Bad things can be good things too. We're hoping he turns that corner. And I got to say, I'm surprised and happy with what I've seen from Ochai recently. Talk to him, Jevohn.
Love what I've seen, right? Because if you looked at how Ochai played last year, right, you could always see the wheels turning in his head, and he was just thinking the game. Now, with confidence, he's come out. He's got himself a good little run where he's made some shots, a lot of corner threes. He's gotten himself to the rack as well. And there's a level of comfort. But he's also showing that ability to get out in transition and comfortable putting the basketball on the floor, which has told me a bit more about the work that he's put in, but he's also trusting the work that he's put in. So it was always a question of, you know, when is his confidence going to catch up to his skill set and his physical ability and playing athletic. And now you're seeing it. I think the next step is going to be when the cavalry is back and he's in a more limited role. What is it going to look like for him then? Because it's easy to play when you're not looking over at the bench. You're not looking over to see, you know, if you're getting subbed for a turnover or a bad shot.
But now a little bit more pressure is
But
applied.
now when the pressure is applied and there's a little bit more pressure there, you know, how are you going to adjust? And that's going to be the next step for him.
All right, well, they're not in Kansas anymore. It's time for us to check in with these Jayhawks. Here's your boys.
Obviously, a frustrating road trip, but you personally were on a tear. What was working for you specifically on this West Coast road trip?
I think just, you know, locking in with the team efforts and, you know, knowing what I need to do for my role. And, you know, if some guys are out, then maybe step up in different places. But I feel like just my energy, you know, I feel like I try to, you know, push that up and down the court and, you know, gain my offense from my defense.
Did you know when you were working out with Ochai this summer that he was going to take a huge jump in his development? Ochai?
Of course, you know, the way that he works, you know, you can't not see it. You know, the way that, you know, he goes, you know, 100 miles an hour, you know, every single drill, you know, there's, you know, I feel like a lot of coaches say that, you know, guys go hard every drill, but, you know, if you watch Ochai work out, you know, behind closed doors and away from the media, stuff like that, then you can actually tell, you know, there's a difference, you know, to his work ethic. So, you know, everything that he's doing is earned for sure.
Other than just opportunity, what is allowing you to make improvements this year and shine the way you have?
I mean, really just, I think the continuous work that I've been putting in. You know, the work hasn't stopped even though the season has started. You know, leading up to the season, before training camp, I was, you know, working at nights, coming in and getting, you know, some touch-ups, some shots up and stuff. So that really hasn't stopped, and I've been continuing to do that while allowing my body to maintain or to keep fresh.
Is there one thing that kind of shows up consistently when you look at?
I think, you know, really going back to game by game. You know, really looking at it game by game. We just looked at Milwaukee, and our numbers for that game were better than, you know, they have been for averages all season. So really, you know, looking at that and looking at what we did well in that game as far as protecting the paint first and still closing out and guarding the three was phenomenal. So kind of looking back at that film and continuing on that.
Is that something that, you know, when you saw it and as you were executing it, you're like, was it obvious what you'd been sort of falling short on?
Yeah. I mean, just like, you know, we obviously think it's something tough for us to do, is to do both, but we've just seen that we're capable of doing it. So it's really encouraging and motivating.
I'm TJ Ford, and you're watching the Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest videos and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Works right into the lane, puts it up and in! TJ flies away, fades, fires, Onions, baby, Onions!